Good morning, everyone. This is Dan with Senior Ministry E-Bike Nation. We're finally going to get our review on the electric bike company Model R Rugged. It's a 26-inch e-bike, and they was kind enough to send this to me, so I'm going to be doing a review on this today. I'll show you a couple things on the bike, and we'll get going. This is really a nostalgic looking bike with the curved handlebars that it's got and the step through feature on the bike. It's just a beautiful bike. But anyway, just want to kind of give it a look there, and we're going to be doing a 20-mile ride, stopping at the food blessing box for a minute, and I will see you on the trail. Okay, gang, this is Dan again with Senior Ministry E-Bike Nation. We're going to finally do a range review on this electric bike company Model R, and we're going to be doing 20 miles today, so let's give it a go. I'm in pedal assist 3 right now. That seems to be, and I remind you, I reset these settings in the computer back to the factory settings. I did a 20-mile ride yesterday, which I did not upload the video because I wanted to do an honest review on this bike. And the 20-mile ride, I almost completely drained that battery time I got back, and that is very unusual on a 20-mile ride. Actually, that would be more like a 30-mile ride to have that happen. So I was chatting with their support at electric bike companies, and they told me the bike is really only designed to do 20 mile an hour, which is really street legal in most states. You can override the settings on the computer and make it go faster, but I'm not sure this bike is built for that. So I did put everything back to factory settings, and I'm only going to get 20 mile an hour on this range test today. But as we get up on the trail, I'm going to go back through the pedal assist from 1 to 5, and let's see what it'll do up through 5 as far as a comfortable riding speed. And then we'll be doing a throttle only as well. So I completely recharged the battery again, and we're going to see what this thing will do. So at this point, I would not do a 30-mile ride on this bike. Now, taking consideration, it depends on your weight. I'm 217 pounds, and I carry hardly any gear with me, so there's hardly any weight there. It's a calm day today as far as the winds go. It's 46 degrees. That is going to factor some into the battery degradation, but certainly with this bike battery, it's a 48 volt 14 amp battery. I'm still thinking we should get 30 miles, but I'm not going to push it without an extra battery. And I talked to support yesterday, and they kind of felt with my weight and everything with the bike, and they thought everything was kind of normal for me to get what I got. But again, I did reset the factory settings to higher speeds, and that made a difference on drainage on the battery. So we're going to see what it does today on the factory settings. It's a beautiful bike. Don't get me wrong, I've rode this thing twice now. I've done about 32 miles on this bike so far. And out of the 3 e-bikes I own, including my Rusher, the orange one, and my Aerial Rider, this is the most comfortable bike of all 3 of them. There is no doubt about it. So I think when electric bike company, what they had in mind is for seniors to ride this bike, obviously. Now, she even told me that 60% of their market, I believe it is people between 50 and 60 years old. So that's a sweet spot for them on these cruisers, is what they call them. It's kind of like a bike going back to the 1960s with the retrofit handlebars that wrap around and the big comfy seat and the rear basket and everything. It's certainly a nostalgic bike. So when I refer to the electric bike company and I refer to nostalgic bike, you'll know which one that is. So I'll call it the nostalgic bike. But again, it was built for comfort. It wasn't built for speed. And you know, the more you think about it, in most states the trail speed is only 20 miles an hour. But most of these e-bikes today will get you 25 to 28 miles an hour without a problem. So when you're riding like that, you're really breaking the law. I've noticed since I've ridden 30 miles, I've got a slight squeak in this front tire when I hit the brakes. Not much, but just a little. And that just may take a little bit of riding to get that adjusted on the pads. But I told him yesterday that I would do a range test based on the settings of the bike when it comes out of the box, which is the default settings. I do notice that my wattage hours that I'm riding at 271 to 280 is lower yesterday when I tried to go to the 28 mile per hour and drain the battery in 20 miles. I have noticed that I'm riding at less wattage, so there's less power going into the motor, obviously, on the default settings, which with people my age and older, doing 20 miles an hour on an e-bike is really fast enough. And in pedal assist 3 is pretty comfortable for me, and I'm doing about 16 to 17 miles an hour, and that's about what the factory settings said it would be. Again, battery degradation has a lot to do with a lot of factors, including not messing with the controller, obviously, which is the settings. That you're riding on a fairly flat surface, which most of this trail is everybody knows watching these videos. One little hill up here about 2 miles from now, or a mile and a half, and that's it. And you got to take wind into consideration. Of course, excuse me, the weight of the rider. And temperature certainly has a lot to do with the degradation of the battery. 44 degrees is a little chilly for an e-bike battery. Shall I say, it's not going to perform as well as it would if it was 70 degrees outside. Now these are in Fahrenheit, so you have to convert that into Celsius. I'll try to learn those tables so I can speak properly of people that are across the world, that everything's in Celsius to them. Coming up on our 2.5 mile marker, and it's very comfortable. We got a slight breeze coming out of the south, but not much. Maybe 5 to 8 miles an hour by looking at the flag. It's got very good throttle response at a complete stop using the throttle, so it'll get you across the intersection pretty good. We'll be turning right up here to head up towards the blessing box, then further into our 20-mile ride. See, we got a Dayton police cruiser sitting up there on the trail. You see them quite often, actually. Okay, I'm going to use a little throttle going up this hill because in pedal assist 3 it's a little difficult. And that bumped that wattage up to about 960 that I'm putting into the motor now with the throttle. So it's got very good response on the throttle. Go back to pedal, I'm sorry, go back in pedal assist 3 and stay off the throttle. I'm going up a slight incline here, and I notice it's a little difficult going up in pedal assist 3. So I'm going to bump it up to pedal assist 4 and see what it does. I'm going into the wind now, so I'm getting a little resistance on the motor here for sure. Coming back, I'll probably use a little less battery coming back with the wind. A little chilly this morning. Like I said, it's about 46 degrees according to the bike computer. Could be a little chillier. But here we are into January 10th, and that's not bad for Southwest Ohio. We might be just a tad above our normal right now. I think it's supposed to rain here this afternoon. That's the reason I wanted to get this ride in this morning. I feel this bike gives me just a little more workout than my side rusher does or my aerial rider. And again, I'm going up a slight incline here, so I can feel it on the pedals. That wind may be coming just a little bit out of the southeast, actually. That's the direction I'm going in. Got just a slide hill here where I'll go up, use a little throttle, get up it. I guess it's a trade-off with this bike to go at lower speeds if that's what you want to do and feel comfortable riding at that speed. I mean, I'm doing 14, 15 mile an hour right here on pedal assist 4. That doesn't seem normal to me. I will be back at chatting with electric bike company and see if that's normal. And I know I put the controller exactly back to the default settings that they told me to, because they sent me a chart to put everything back, and I did. So I am finding a little resistance even in pedal assist 4 going up a slide hill. But we'll do our range test here on the bike here once I get up past the blessing box and a little flatter surface where I can do a an accurate assessment on the pedal assist levels and the throttle only. But I'm thinking somebody 280 pounds, 300 on this bike, I don't think you're going to get 20 miles out of a full charge on a battery. I don't see it happening on this bike. Now I know on my Cyrusher, my son was riding it, and he's 280 pounds, and we went 50 miles. Now, he did go through 2 complete batteries, so that's 25 miles of battery. But again, he's 280 pounds. So weight is an absolute factor when it comes to miles you're going to get on an e-bike. As I mentioned, if you're looking for comfort, this is your bike. I have nothing but good things to say about the comfort of the bike. The seat's very cushy, it's wide. And I have a little biscuit. So maybe that's why it's so comfy. I tell people I have the dreaded disease. It's called the no acetol. I remember going into surgery for back surgery, which was a minor surgery for me at that time. Doctor asked me if there's anything I wanted to say before he puts me under. I said, yeah, I got a dreaded disease. And he kind of looked at me serious, because what is that? And I said, I got no acetol. And he said, good night. I get back on my Cyrusher, I'm going to be used to going to my left hand now, since the throttle's over there, and the throttle on the Cyrusher is on the right side. Okay, here we are at the blessing box. Definitely looks emptier than it was yesterday. It's kind of knocked my coffee over a little bit. I've ordered a cup holder for this, so I'm waiting on that to come in. Okay. Today we're going to put in a couple different items. All we have left is canned goods in here now. We're going to be putting some ramen noodles in here, some rice, and a little energy bar we're going to put in here today. And probably when I come back through the next time, it could be full again. So, little free pantry, take what you need, donate what you can, feed the creek. And we'll continue on our ride here. But it's very easy to get off and on this bike. I mean, it's the step through is fairly low to the ground, so big difference when you're riding a bike. I just watched a video on the new Rad bike company's trike, and electric company was doing the review on the bike. They probably sent it to him for free, which is good. Again, I'd like to see somebody older riding that trike instead of some 25 and 30-year-old guy. So Rad, if you're listening out there, send a trike to a senior. Let me review it properly for a senior. He was not overly all impressed with the bike. It did not have any hydraulic brakes. I think it only had mechanical brakes in the front, and on the back, I think it had normal bike brakes, where you just put the pedal off down as you're wanting to stop, like the old style bike. And there was a couple other features he didn't like about it. Is if you do lean too far at a speed of 13, 14 mile an hour, you can bring one of those tires off the ground. Now, he did that purposely so he could review it. But again, the bike that he was reviewing only does 15 miles an hour. But on a trike, that's probably all the faster you want to go. And when you're going over chuck holes and stuff, you got to think about 3 different areas those tires are going to hit as you're riding across it, where a regular bike you only have one. So I watched that video. It's a sharp looking bike, don't get me wrong. Handlebars will fold down on it where you can get it in an SUV. It is heavy. I think the bike weighs either 82 or 92 pounds from what he said, so it's a pretty heavy bike. But the price point on it was $2,500. And if you're not going to have that many features on a bike, that price point seems pretty high to me. I think if Rad would bring that down to maybe $2,000, it would be a good buy. But again, I'm not knocking Rad. They're the #1 e-bike company out there. But I'm just telling you what the video I watched based on that. Very small computer screen on it. It won't show you mile per hours or anything on it. It does have an external 48 volt that sits over the down frame. I know I was talking yesterday to electric bike company, and there's a good chance they'll be launching their trike the end of this year, so I'm looking forward to that. But back to the electric bike company Model R here. It is very rugged. It's built. Now the price point on this bike is $2,500 as well, but you're getting a much better bike. I think you have a 5-year warranty on the battery, which is unusual. Most companies only have a 1-year. I think it's a 10-year warranty on the bike as far as mechanical items. That's really strong. As I mentioned, coming out of the box, and if you want to watch my unboxing video, it's very simple to assemble this bike. You just take it out of the box, turn the handlebars around and tighten 5 volts, 4 on the stem, and 1 on the stem and 4 on the handles, and you're ready to ride that bike other than charging the battery. The bike was heavily packaged extremely well. It's not like it's coming from China because it's coming out of California. And most of these bike parts on this bike, I think, are made in the USA. Unfortunately, any bike components you buy is probably coming out of China. Anything you buy on Amazon. I would say 90 to 95% of products on Amazon is China made. But handling bumps, this thing, I can barely feel it. That's one I just went over there. My Side Rusher has dual suspension front and back, and I still felt the bumps a little more on that bike than I do this one, and this has only got front fork suspension. Now, I have the suspension locked out, which means I don't want it to be moving around. I'm going to see if my battery range works, get a little more out of it with the lockdown on the suspension. But even with that locked out, I mean, it's very comfortable to ride. I'm cruising along in pedal assist forward about 18 miles an hour. I've hit a really flat surface now, so I feel much more comfortable than I did back there with the slight incline. Battery percentage is still showing 49% with 4 bars, and I've come almost 7 miles. So that is definitely better than it was yesterday. And I'm not going to upload that video, so you won't be seeing it. Yeah, the wind seems to be coming directly out of the east, so I am going into the wind. Okay, got a bunch of bikers up here, I'll see, going the other way, or going the direction I'm going. I doubt I'll catch them at 16 miles an hour, but I might. But anyway, we're going to start our range test about here, because this is a very flat surface that I have here for the amount of time I'm going to be doing a range test. So we're going to bump it down to pedal assist 1, and I'm just going to use just a little throttle to get the pedals going, and then I just let off of it, and let's see what it'll do in pedal assist 1. I'm at about almost 9 miles an hour, and I'm putting a little pressure into them pedals, so looks like about 9 miles an hour on pedal assist 1. Maybe 9.5, depends on how much pressure you put on the pedals. Let's bump it up to pedal assist 2. Again, I'm going to push the throttle just to get it going. And let's see where pedal assist 2 will put us. I think it's going to max out probably at 12 miles an hour, maybe 12.5 on the bike computer, about 11.5 on my Strava app. So I'm going to probably go on the bike computer. Seems to be about 12 miles an hour is where it's going to top out. Now let's do pedal assist 3. Again, a little bit of throttle, get it turning. I'm thinking pedal assist 3 was going to be probably around 14 to 15 mile an hour. That is what I'm thinking for sure. I'm about 14 and a half now. Still climbing a little bit, so looks to be about 15 mile an hour is going to be where it's going to top out at. Now we'll bump it up to pedal assist 4 here in a minute. And pedal assist 4. I'm thinking 17 to 18 mile an hour. I'm thinking more closer to 17. Because there's only one more pedal assist to achieve, so actually this level seems to be the most comfortable to me at pedal assist 4. And I'm about 16.7 to 17 mile an hour on my bike computer. I think my phone is definitely not accurate. So count on 17 mile an hour. And we're going to see what pedal assist 5 does. Again, a little more throttle. Pedal assist 5 was very responsive on the pedals. Seems to be about 18.6. That's the way it was on the first ride I took, and I feel just a slight lunge in pedal assist 5, which I had the first time I did before I changed the settings, so I see a little difference there. On your left, I feel a slight lunge in the motor. 18.7 is about what I'm getting out of this bike. They advertise 20, that must be at lower weight riders, I'm guessing. So if you're going to ride a pedal assist 5, you're only going to do about 18 mile an hour, unless you use throttle. And I am feeling the lunge in pedal assist 5, so that was the same way when I took it out of the box. Okay, we're going to stop it. We're going to leave it in pedal assist 5, but we're going to do throttle only. So we're going to see what this thing does. And that'll be my pretty much my full range review on the bike. But again, we're going to be doing throttle only on this. Again, I'm in pedal assist 5. I'm definitely ramping up the wattage hours. I'm almost to 900 on the wattage. I'm at about 20 mile an hour is exactly where the controller locks the speed out at 20, and that's exactly what I'm getting out of the ride. So that's what pedal assist 5 will do. So it's pretty much accurate for what they said it would do. I'm going to stay in pedal assist 4 to my my 10 mile marker here. And we're going to check out the battery, what it does even before I come back. Because I'll probably stop filming once I get to the 10 mile marker. It's enough video for one day. I don't want to bore everybody with watching a trail and watching a computer on a bike. Pedal assist 4 definitely seems to be about 18 mile an hour. And there's not much difference between pedal assist 4 and 5. I only see maybe a mile an hour different on pedal assist 5. Yeah, the technicians weren't excited about me changing the controller around, but I wanted to do a review on this bike, and I wanted to do it with honesty. They said the bike, I mean, you can override it because I've seen several videos where you can. But they said you really should ride it on the default settings. That's what it was built for. So again, 17.8, 18 mile an hour on pedal assist 4. That's what you're going to get. I finally just lost 1 bar on the battery and down to about 48.3 volts. If you go back to a percentage, that's, I'm guessing, is about 20% of your battery, maybe 25%. Just riding all the time and knowing the voltage on these bikes. But it does a really good job with the throttle coming across intersections. It's very responsive. But again, we're blessed in Ohio to have all these great trails. From what I understand, we have some of the best bike trails in the nation right here. Got a lot more people out today than I seen yesterday. Seems to be averaging about 17.8 on the pedal assist 4. And we've come about 9 miles here, 9.1. So I'm definitely getting more battery out of the bike today for sure. And I do get a lot of comments on my channel. People think I'm riding too fast, which I probably am on that side rusher. I'm usually averaging 18 to 24 mile an hour on that bike. But again, the bike trails are, the laws are 20 mile an hour. Yeah, we definitely got a group of bikers up here. It looks to be about 5 or 6 of them. I may catch a couple of them before I get to the bridge, but that'll be our halfway point anyway. Yeah, but let me know what you think about this bike. Put it down in the comment section for me. I'd like to hear your input on it. What you like about it, what you don't like about it. I'm gonna do a better view of the bike once I get up here. Talk about it a little more. Yeah, we're about 17.7. We're staying very average at that speed on pedal assist 4. Yeah, it's a really nice day to ride today. I'm not bad at all out here. I'm still waiting to get some mirrors for this bike. I didn't find the right ones I ordered from Amazon, so I sent them back and I'm gonna get some more. On your left. Thank you. I'm sorry? Oh, did it come off? I'm glad you told me before it hit them spokes. Ryder told me I lost my bungee cord, and boy, am I glad he told me that. I think I'm gonna go to the other side on this one. That's the way I've had it before. Seemed to hold up a little better. Let's try there. Yeah, I'm certainly glad that rider told me about that. I certainly didn't need that bungee cord to go flying into my spokes. Yeah, it's down to about 48 volts, and I've come 10 miles according to the bike computer. And I got about 4/10 more to go with my halfway point. No, I would not push this thing to a 30-mile ride. Not until I get another battery. I've learned on these batteries, I'm not buying any more aftermarket batteries. If I buy a battery, it's going to be from the manufacturer of the bike. Now, granted, you're going to spend $300 to $400 more for a battery, but I'd rather have a safer battery, a more efficient battery, and I know if the battery goes bad, and I'm going to buy it hopefully local here in the U.S. where they can just send me another battery out. Oh, that's it. Okay, up here's our halfway point, so turn this bike around here, and we'll still got that squeak in the disc brake in the front. I got to get that figured out. Okay, we have come 10.5 miles is exactly what it should be. And my phone says 10.36 on the Strava app, so pretty close. Again, this is a 26-inch step-through bike called the Model R for rugged. And it's actually, it's built for comfort. I'm just going to leave it at that. It is built for comfort. It's not built for speed. Now, a few things the bike does have as standard. First of all, you can go on their website and you can build this bike any way you want it as far as color scheme. You can have different sprocket covers, you can have different fenders, you can buy wood fenders, really nostalgic. You can get different color on the spokes. So, Electric Bike Company's got some really neat features on their website, where most bike companies, you're only going to get 2 or 3 different colors on that bike, and that's it. With this one, you're going to be able to get several different color combinations. Now, the price point goes up when you do that. Keep that in mind. That's a specialty built bike they have to go through the paint booth with. So, anyway, I bought this Acruna light. This is an accessory I put on the bike. Very bright. Jersey style recommended this light, and boy, is it bright, even in the daytime. But as far as standard on the bike, it has got hydraulic disc brake. They're Tektro Dorados. They take mineral oil, so at least you know on the brakes what you need to put back in there. And it's got a very comfortable seat. I can't say enough about this seat. It is extremely comfortable. It's got a controller here that'll go from pedal assist 4 back down to, which I need to go to 0 here in a minute anyway. But anyway, it'll go all the way up through 5, of course. That's normal on most e-bikes. You got the wattage that you're riding at down below that. You've got your trip distance on the top there. Shows I went 10.5 miles. Time was about 42 minutes. That's really close to my Strava, 42.51. And the total odometer is down here at the bottom here. I've ridden the bike 2 hours and 38 minutes at 42 miles. So that's some neat features they have on the controller, the computer on the bike. Now the kickstand, they put it down here really low. Not really low, but right under the pedals, which I'm okay with that. But it does make the bike lean more, and it's a very sturdy kickstand. Most kickstands go down here, and you can see the bolt patterns for that. But I'm happy with that. On the chain, it's a stainless steel chain. That's different. They went all out when they made this. These 750 watt hub motors, they look smaller than 750 watt, but they build their own motors in-house, just like they do their batteries. They build them in-house. They only use Samsung or LG batteries, I believe, which is top-of-the-line batteries, and that's why I was mentioning about batteries. You don't buy aftermarket batteries, because you don't know what kind of junk battery you're going to get in there coming out of China. Now, the battery sits in the down tube right here. And this is the charging port over here. Easy to get to. And then the key here, and it's got a little latch. I don't know if you can see it here. It's got a little latch right here. That battery just pulls straight down, so I like that. But here's the main feature of this bike I think I like more than anything else, is these curvature on these handlebars. I just love that. You talking about a comfortable ride, you talking about a nostalgic looking bike, that is what this bike is. Again, it's built for comfort, it's not built for speed. Seat post has a long post here where you can go up and down for your height of your pedals. And it's got brakes on here, 3 different brakes, but I'll show you the headlight here. On the top button, you just hold it in, and headlight comes on. And also it's got 2 taillights back here, and then it's got one right on the back of the rack. I really like this. That's another brake light. Not a brake light, I'm sorry, running lights. It does not have brakes when you hit the brake levers. I want to clarify that. So anyway, you just hold the top button down again, and it shows up on the computer here also that the headlights are on. So you just push that and hold it down, it'll shut that off. It's got a 7-speed Shimano shifter. I normally only ride in 1 gear. They do sell a bike that has a straight drive. They don't have the different gears, and really most e-bikes, people ride it in 1 speed, and that seems to be the only speed they ride in. So I think e-bikes are going to be changing in that way. Because with throttles and stuff, that's going to get you up hills, so you don't have to gear down on the bike so you can get up hills. The throttle alone takes care of that mystery, shall I say. It's got plastic fenders, but very attractive looking fenders. Again, it's got I think 180 millimeter rotors on it, disc rotors. And this is a cool feature. This white little thing is my wife's. Gets insulin in these, so it worked out perfect to carry in this basket. This basket has got a clamp that's built into the bike rack, that you just push this little device in the back to unrelease that. But it stays on the bike. It locks into the fender, not the fender, but the bike rack. So that's a really nice feature there. But anyway, them are some of the things about the bike. Again, the price point is $2,500 on this bike. One other thing I did purchase, well, shall I say I didn't purchase this, a helmet company sent me this helmet, which I did do a review on that, and I'm going to kind of show you this thing. But it's a really cool helmet. It's got a light in the front, and in the back, I don't know if you can see it, it's got flashing lights on that. But a helmet company sent an email to me and wanted me to try out their helmet. It didn't cost me anything. They like the bike, and I really appreciate Electric Bike Company doing that, sending this bike to me for free. It's a blessing to me to be able to do an honest review for people, and they reached out to me, and their support is tremendous. I've reached out to them a couple times, and they got back with me immediately. So if you want good customer support, Electric Bike Company is the way to go, and they're right in California. And but anyway, if you guys got any questions, put it down in the comment section. If you like my video, hit the like button, hit that bell notification if you want to see some videos that are coming up, and please smash that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next video. Okay, here we are back at the house, and I just wanted to show you a couple things, what I thought about setting this computer back to default settings, and some good things I'm seeing. I guess I should have listened to the manufacturer from the beginning, but here we go. It's showing 45.6 volts left. That's about almost 4% more than I had yesterday with the higher speed. So definitely keeping at a default setting is pretty important. Shows it took me an hour 22 to go 21.1 miles. And this is showing an hour 23, almost identical, and 20.73 on my Ava or Strava app. So just a little bit difference, maybe 0.4 to 0.5. But I think overall that it did extremely well. So if you buy this bike, I certainly recommend that you put it in the default settings and leave it there. And again, this bike is not built for speed, it's built for comfort. Absolutely the most comfortable bike I own as far as comfort goes, and after a 20-mile ride it was pretty easy. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. So like, share.